Today, our group gonna present about our assignment 2, which is case 7, negligence in structural engineering. So next, so here are the group member. There are 3 people. Me, Muhammad Akil Haziq bin Adali, Muhammad Arif bin Noh Hisham, Muhammad Shazil bin Sudin Shah. So for the introduction, this case study highlight a serious issue in engineering ethics, negligence during the structural inspection. A civil engineer, under pressure to meet a tight deadline that skip a full foundation inspection, but still approve the structure. Months later, many dangerous cracks appear that can raising a serious question about professional responsibility, safety, and ethical conduct. So this case can emphasize the importance of upholding engineering ethics even in the face of pressure from employees or clients. So next, the first question is what ethical principles are violated in this case? So first is public safety. For public safety, engineers must always prioritize the safety of the people who will use the structure. By not completing the full inspection, the engineer ignore this responsibility. Second is honesty and integrity. By signing off a project without a proper assessment, is a dishonest and unprofessional that can lead to a dangerous risk. So the next is professional competence. Professional competence is ethical codes that require engineers to perform their works legally and only approve work that has been truly checked. So the next question is how can negligence in engineering impact the public safety? So the first of all is structural failure. Structural failure can lead to cracks that can indicate a foundational issue that could result a collapse. So after that, we negligence in engineering can impact public safety through the loss of life and injury. The occupant of building are at a serious risk if negligent engineering is having a major issue which is structural failure that can lead to a lost life or injury. So after that, it can also lead to property damage. Faulty construction can cause a major financial loss and legal liability. And finally, we have loss of public trust. The reputation of engineering profession and associated firms can suffer a permanent damage, which
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a pleasant good morning. I am Muhammad Shazif Farhan Bisham Isha. Number metric 232010008. Going to be presenting case 7, assignment 2. So I will be continuing on what should the engineer have done differently. So the engineer should conduct a complete and thorough inspection regardless the tight schedule. The engineer should not skip the inspection. The engineer should document findings and the list clearly in the inspection report. The engineer should write everything that is found or the miscalculation and the possibilities of injury in the inspection report. The engineer should communicate this and to supervisor or authorities if the structure was unsafe. That means that the engineer should tell the supervisor or authorities so that they can take legal action to prevent further injuries. The engineer should request more time and resources to perform duties ethically and responsibly. So if the engineer needed more time, if the engineer need 2 years to complete the project, he should be given 2 years. If the engineer need the certain amount of resources, he need to be given the certain amount of resources to complete the structure. Next, if the engineer is pressured by the company to approve the project quickly, how should they respond? So the engineers, first of all, should maintain professional integrity by refusing to sign off without a full inspection. So the engineers should not skip inspection, instead stand on their feet so that the inspection has to be done first before he could approve. Engineers should also report pressure to high authorities or professional engineering board if necessary. So he should report this kind of behavior towards him to a higher authorities like Board of Engineers Malaysia so that they can take legal action towards the company. Engineers should also refer to engineering codes of ethics such as the ones from BEM, Board of Engineering Malaysia, of NSPE, which stress prioritizing the safety and public welfare. So the engineer should refer to the codes of that BEM has stated in their code so that he could take every points that he should do before approving the project so that there's nothing to miss, there's no mistake to be taken. And
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Arif bin Rasham. So now let's look at the questions. The question is, discuss the legal consequences of professional negligence in engineering. So when someone sign off on a structure without doing proper inspection and something goes wrong later, it's a big deal. It means they have taken responsibility or something they didn't actually check, and that can lead to major consequences. So if there damage injury or even loss of life, the engineer can face serious legal consequences. Directly responsible in court. We are talking about things like civil lawsuits from affected parties or even criminal charge if someone gets hurt. This legal action can be costly, not just financially, but also emotionally and professionally. On top of that, their professional license can be suspended or taken away by bodies like PEM or other regulatory boards. So in short, negligence doesn't just break ethical rules, it can also break the law and ruins career. That's why it's so important for engineers to take their responsibility seriously and never compromise on safety. Stay true to their responsibilities. Hotspots failure or any kind of negligence might seem small at first, but they can lead to serious consequences. Legally, does bring us to the end of our presentation. Thank you.